Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what's good? Raider Nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're in the building once again. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys are getting it active in the building. Y'all know what I mean when I say get it active in the building. We are on our way. Yes, sir, to that good old 1K, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I need you to be a part of the congregation, okay? Go ahead and join the congregation by hitting that subscribe button. And don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap uh uh that screen, all right? Go ahead and push your phone twice. Tap your phone twice and see what magic happens on your phone. All right? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and double tap that screen as I am here to give you that good old Raider gospel. You feel me? Um, we are going to break down the press conference of Tyler Linderbaum, Quay Walker, Jalen Nailor, and who is the other one? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Kwity Paye. Okay. Yes, sir. This is the first time that we're able to see these guys officially. They are joining the Las Vegas Raiders. They have already put the good old, ink to paper and sign the contract, and now they are at the podium. I think a lot of us in Raider Nation were excited about and was talking about Linderbaum, the center, definitely knowing that we need help on our offensive line. So definitely, yeah, everybody was excited about him. But I think, John Spytek actually have made some good picks, some good calls, some good decisions in regards to bringing guys in, making them money moves. Hey, money moves, right? Uh, and he's been maneuvering, making trades, getting picks, losing picks, and gaining more picks, and all of that has been happening with John Spytek. So shout out to John Spytek um, for the work that he has done with his staff. But, let's get into this presser. You guys know how I do the presser. We'll be listening to the presser along the way. You guys can definitely put your questions, your comments in the comment section. I know the last live was very busy. I had a whole bunch of people on screen and doing a whole bunch of things, and I really wasn't able to get to your guys' questions and comments. Definitely, I will be able to do that tonight. So please forgive me for last live, but definitely if you guys had a question that was not answered last time or a comment, Raider Gospel per se, definitely you want to put that down in the comment section. All right. Shout out to the people that are in the building. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen, hitting that like button. Why? Because I like you. All right. Let me do a little, let me do a little razzle dazzle for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Uh let's do this one.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
That's right. Go ahead and hit that like button. We're gonna get into this presser of Tyler Linderbaum, Quentin Paye, Quay Walker, and our wide receiver, Jalen Nailor. Let's get into it.
Specifically, and we'll go ahead and start. For you had, expecting to have a big market for you, one of the top rated in the market when you started to go through this process. What were you looking for? What did you want out of this?
Yeah, I think going through the process, just trying to find a team that's suitable to my skill sets. Coach Kubiak, I'm excited. What he's going to build here. Something that I think will fit my play, and obviously just the whole organization in itself, I think, is headed in the right direction and something that I want to be a part of. And, build this program into a championship level team.
Back here, for Tyler, building chemistry with a new offense and a new quarterback. How do you feel about that?
Introducing virtual up from the espresso.
And of course, they want to, hit me with the good old whoopty wop. Hold on 1 second here.
It's going to take work. Obviously, day one, it's going to, take everybody being on the same page, communication, laying the foundation of what needs to be done, the direction that we want to head. And ultimately, it takes the guys in the locker room to decide how good we want to be.
For Jalen, Qy, Raider Nation Radio 920, what does this opportunity mean for you, being able to come back to Vegas, being a Bishop Gorman guy?
It means the most to me, man, just to be able to come back to a familiar place. Got tons of connections here. I see my guy Mark in the back. Just people that I've known growing up, and it's just a blessing to be here. Did you think about that possibility just going in?
So just so you know, this presser, they got 4 guys on the panel. You know what I'm saying? The DS, and they're asking them all rapid fire questions. So it's like, the first guy was Linderbaum. The second guy was, I think that was Kwity Paye. And then, they're just bouncing questions off of everybody as they're going along. So you'll hear multiple voices and you'll hear different perspectives. So I will do my best to try to let you know who is who as we go along this process. But we're listening to the press conference of Tyler Linderbaum, Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, and Jalen Nailor, and they're all up there together giving their little, not little, but giving their answers to the questions. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, and definitely come on and subscribe over here at Raider Twuan and the congregation.
Into this process, knowing that it was, maybe you could come home? It didn't really hit me until a few weeks ago. Just talking about it, with my agent, and just felt like this was the right fit for me and the best fit for me to show what I can do on the field.
Quay, what are your thoughts on partnering with Kobe Dean at the linebacker position and playing in the 3-4 like Coach Clint Kubiak said a month or so ago?
I'm really excited to do that because I didn't play with him before, as we all know. So it's just another opportunity for us to go out there and to showcase our talent and just to bring a type of energy, intensity to the defense, and just add to it. Just bring a whole lot of grit that other guys can feed up on, and hopefully they can match our energy, which I know they would. I know Rob's going to use us in the right way and set us up for success.
Right, how do you think your skill set specifically is going to fit with Rob Linderbaum's defense?
It fit perfectly. Had a talk with him last night at dinner. I'm not going to go into everything, but I know he's going to use me the right way, lining me up in different positions and just moving me all around so other teams can really recognize what I'm going to do. I just think he's really going to bring out my skill set because I think he quite understands me. Although he haven't really saw me on the field yet, but I know he watched film and did a lot of things like that. So I think I'm going to be used the right way. I think he's going to do it the right way.
Tyler,
Yeah, the Quay Walker, just was talking about how Rob Leonard is going to use him. And I think a lot of people we have to have that mindset that these guys that they brought in, these are all, really requested by Rob Leonard, if they're on the defensive side of the ball. So, Quay Walker is definitely a guy that Rob Leonard was like, hey, I want him. He has a vision how he wants to use him in this new 3-4 defense that we're going to be using. Last year I can't even tell you how long it's been. We've been using the 4-3. Now we're moving to a 3-4 style, a base of defense. And these guys that are on the podium defensively, and then on the offensive side is Kubiak, but defensively specifically, these are all guys that Rob Leonard has said, hey, I want this guy. This is a guy that I'm going to build my defense around. These are going to be pillars of our defense moving forward. So Quay Walker's talking about how he sat down and had dinner with Rob Leonard, and he believes Rob Leonard already has the game plan on how he wants to use him.
League average Raider Twuan, you blocked for a lot of really good running backs at Iowa, obviously Derrick Henry with Baltimore. With your experience of blocking for those guys, how do you think that will benefit Ashton Jeanty and how you kind of gain a relationship with them?
Yeah, super excited. I think, as offensive lineman, that's got to be our bread and butter, is to be able to run the football. It helps things set up for different things for success. And the O-line play, it's a mindset. It's having the right attitude of, determination of.
That's Tyler Linderbaum.
Trying to do to the defense. It takes all 5 guys being on the same page. So super excited to get with the guys in the building and kind of work towards, our goals.
Hey, one thing I'm gonna say with Tyler Linderbaum is he is super cool and chill. You can tell he's really just like, and you know who he really reminds me of? Just that temperament. He really reminds me of Rodney Hudson. And I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know how, how that really is going to get down. But, Rodney Hudson had that same type of like chill. And be honest with you, it's cool to see, because again, you would think, listening to Tyler, just off the bat, he sounds like he's been in the league for like hella long, like he's been in the league for, for a while, and he's very young. I believe he's like only like 25. So we'll continue to listen to these guys. Make sure you guys double tap that screen, hit that like button. Shout out to everybody in the building. I see you guys in. Make sure you guys put your questions down, your comments. I will be looking at those and referring to those at the end of this at the end of this presser.
Kwity, what would excite you most about potentially lining up opposite from Max Crosby?
Man, it's gonna be crazy, man. Just seeing him pursue and just his relentless pursuit throughout the down. Just being able to play with him and get after. I played with Jonah in Indy for a little bit, and just playing with him, just playing with some ballers. It'll be great.
That's Quay.
Slow down with vanilla milk chocolate on it.
Yeah, that was Quay talking about how Max Crosby is going to be a help, and him being excited about having Max Crosby with us.
4 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. How difficult was it? Kind of like that's where you started your career, to kind of like move on from that organization.
Yeah, obviously very thankful for the 4 years I had with them. Developing me as a player. But excited for the new challenge on what's ahead. I think all the guys up here and all the guys coming in, we're going to take on a new leadership role of, trying to get the team in the best position possible moving forward. So excited for the next challenge, and all of us are ready to get to work.
Tyler, you're raising the bar for all centers across the league now. What does it mean that the Raiders have that trophy?
Yeah, it means a lot. Don't take that lightly. Appreciate the opportunity, but at the end of the day, I got to prove it on the field. I got to prove it every day, and how I come in the building, earning my coach's trust, players' trust, and just thankful for the opportunity. But just excited to get to work and get to meet the guys.
Kwity, give us an idea about how he's going to be used, how he sees his skill set in this defense. What about you? What different ways is this going to highlight your strength? And what do you think this defense is going to look like altogether?
I'm anywhere on the line, so anywhere these guys need me, I'm gonna go out there and
Kwity Paye.
Playing opposite of Max is gonna be great, and just anywhere they need me. Jalen, thoughts on potentially and probably playing with Fernando Mendoza at quarterback?
It'll be great to have him come in, show what he can do. He's shown it on college level. He just has to come here and do that consistently at a high level. And I think it'll be great for the team and our receiver room to have that kind of guy throwing us the ball, and that'd be very exciting for me.
some of the things you learned playing alongside Justin Jefferson in Minnesota?
A ton, man. Just
Jalen Nailor.
Day in, day out. He's never too high or too low. He's literally the same person every single day. No matter what's going on in his life, he's always gonna have a smile, joy, laughter throughout the whole building. And just what he does on the field, man. He's very confident. The way he runs his routes, things like that I've tried to implement into my game. Just kind of try and do that even better. Just to elevate my game.
I think that obviously being on a team with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison now with this new opportunity, you feel like this is going to give you a better opportunity to really showcase the receiver that you truly believe that you are and can be.
Oh, for sure. Just having that ability to play multiple positions in the offense, move around, motions, things like that. I feel like with Coach Kubiak's offense, he does that very well with the guys, trying to get them the ball and move them around. I feel like that's going to play right into my skill set.
Well, you agreed to come to Robinson on Monday. You guys talked about that beforehand, or was there something like, oh, okay, we're going to do this?
Towards the end of the season, me and him had talks that it was a possibility that he wasn't going to go back to Philly, and it probably was the same with me going back to Green Bay. I knew I was in talks with him, but honestly, at the end of the season, we just talked about the possibility of me and him playing together and how we would love to do that. And honestly, man, the day of, I was texting him the whole day, actually talking to him the whole day, and I kind of told him my situation and where I was headed. 5 minutes later, he said the same thing, and we ended up here. So big things to spot for that, for sure.
Well, that was Eric Stokes as well, being another Georgia guy.
Yeah, definitely. I reached out to him. I talked to him pretty much like throughout the whole process. Probably like 2 weeks before the news came out, I talked to him and pretty much just got a lot of feedback from him with Vegas and everything, and what we can bring here, what I can bring here, and stuff like that. And it was a whole lot that I talked to. But of course, I talked to him one-on-one, and he gave me a lot of feedback on everything. So,
is there?
I think, and Quay was just talking about him playing with Nakobe Dean. If you do not know, there's actually, I think there's about 4 guys that right now that are currently from Georgia. And to be honest with you, and you may not have heard this somewhere else, but you're gonna hear it here. I think there might be some more guys coming to us from Georgia. I'm not gonna give you specific names, but I think I'm feeling that there's gonna be some guys from Georgia that will be joining us with Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean. So let's continue to hear this presser.
Good to know about him, so that was that.
What's kept you and Nakobe so close over all these years, despite obviously going to different spots in Europe?
Me and Kobe was close during our times there at UGA, and all that. I spent a lot of time with him. So like in the league, it's kind of different. You kind of have your own hotel room, but me and him actually shared rooms together. So it was just a whole lot that me and him did. The bond that we have, whether that was straight after practice, going into the room and watching film, whatever the case may be. But the bond that we have, it never really faded any type of way. Our relationship just continued to build and continued to stay strong throughout the years, 4 years of being in the league. And every offseason I got with him, and including this offseason, I'll be with him again. So our relationship never really changed, honestly.
When we come to the table.
Yeah, so you're talking about Nakobe Dean, talking about his relationship with Nakobe Dean and how they, they were actually roommates. You know what I'm saying? Like they used to, you gotta, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing nothing pause worthy. They were just roommates in college. So it's good to have that. There's going to be chemistry there. There's going to be things communication wise that are going to be unspoken, that they'll be able to communicate with each other just by body language and stuff like that on the field. So that benefits us as Raiders. Make sure you double tap that screen, and if you have not, go ahead and subscribe. It is completely free. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of things out there that are rising in prices, but that is completely free. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button.
Is being asked to kind of help turn this culture around and turn this organization to a winning culture. What does that take? What is it going to take to turn that around?
yeah, just be ourselves. Be ourselves, and like I said earlier, earn the respect of our teammates, coaches, and be as consistent as we can be each and every day, and that's gonna be enough.
Thoughts on partnering on the interior of the offensive line with Jackson Powers Johnson? What have you thought of it?
Excited to work with Jackson. I just got to meet him. Really just excited to get around the unit. Excited to work with the guys. Think we can build something special here, and it's gonna take everyone involved, and just excited for the opportunity to get to work with them.
Do you feel there's like a level of your game still to be unlocked? And you think maybe like a fresh start at a new place will help do that?
Definitely, yeah. Being able to come here, fresh start. I already spoke with Coach Smith, and just being able to go out there and play free, and just be myself. Playing with Indy was great, but there was definitely a part of me that felt like I can do more, and I have the opportunity to do so here. So.
First, what stood out to you most about the direction of where the Raiders are heading that made you want to be a part of it?
Honestly, I just think they got the right people here, especially with the staff, and I just truly believe in what Spy is trying to accomplish here. I just think adding a guy like myself and alongside these guys and Kobe and more people, I'm assuming that Spy may bring in, whatever the case may be. I just think we can actually get this thing turned around, and it's one thing to come up here and to say that, but it's another thing to do it. So time will tell. Only thing I can say.
Tyler, throughout this process, there's a lot of fans that had you circled as the guy everybody wanted around here. Did you kind of feel that from fans, social media wise, anybody reaching out, anything like that, of how much you were wanted by the fans here?
Yeah, I'm not a huge social media guy, as you can tell. Yeah, people can have their opinions, and it's cool to put myself in that position to be wanted. At the end of the day, I had to do my research on where I think it was the best fit for me, and just excited to be here.
Tyler, I know you haven't been in the building obviously for all that long, but this is the first time I've seen this many faculty members all crammed into the press conference room together. I mean, what is it? What's the feeling that you've gotten from all these guys and gals from the organization so far?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Already feels like home. Everyone's been welcoming. State of the art facility, unbelievable. The people here is the right people to kind of turn this thing around.
Jalen, you kind of have a unique perspective. When you were here in high school and growing up here, Las Vegas wasn't really the professional sports mecca it is now. What do you make of all this? How excited are you to be a part of it?
Just excited to see the city growing as much as it's grown since I've been here. I think it's taking the right direction, especially with this organization, with this coaching staff. I think we're setting the bar. We're going to set the bar high with how we want professional sports here in Las Vegas to be. Tyler, obviously it didn't involve you, but there's been a lot of news between your former team and your new team the last couple of days. What has this situation kind of been like for you to process?
Yeah, obviously I can't speak on the situation. Don't know the details of what all went on, but obviously would love Max to be here and play with him, and I've gone against him. He's not fun to go against. How we have to scout him, and his just ability to lead a team is pretty special. So excited to be on his team.
Quay, for you, just what excites you about that possibility of teaming up with Max Crosby and what you guys can bring as defense with your involved as well?
It's a lot to do, knowing that having him and Kwity, the ball probably gonna come out fast. So it kind of helps us on the back end. I'll say versus the run as well. Those are two guys that can do a lot, especially with him. His athleticism is so much that he can do, and the intensity that he play with. Honestly, I just love his play style, and I can't wait to play alongside him. And honestly, just to match his energy day in and day out. That's all I got to say. I think Max Crosby, his name and his play speak for itself.
You had a chance to talk to him?
Atlanta, he shot me a text, and I done talked to him a few times since I done been here. So, yeah.
Thank you, Thank you, guys.
All right, that was the press conference of Kwity, Paye, Linderbaum. You know what I'm saying? Nailor and Walker. I think I said it right. Linderbaum, Walker, Kwity, Paye, and Nailor. Yeah. You know, this is actually the first time that I have seen like a multiple player presser. So yeah, it's this one was a little different, but make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you guys got any questions, definitely I'm gonna go to you guys in the chat. You know, I think this one was very straightforward. You know, I think just kind of picking up how these guys are. I think a lot of these guys are laid back, temperament wise, you know, but they are definitely quality guys. Quay Walker is a quality linebacker. Kwity Paye is a young defensive end. You know, has some things he needs to work on in regards to his pass rushing. But still is a quality player. Linderbaum is is probably one of the top centers, if not is the top center in the league, and is still young. You know, we got him young, so there's a lot of possibilities in rebuilding the structure. Like, you know, like I said earlier, the foundation of what we're trying to do with this team moving forward under the leadership of Spytek as a GM and the first time head coach in Kubiak, right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys. I will be giving you guys shout outs. You guys know how I do it. You know, I gotta lift up the glasses and really dive deep down and shout out to J Dog in the building. Melody, good to see you. Okay, best is in the building. Louis is in the building. Shout out to Myra G. Shout out to Myra G in the building, a real one in the building. Shout out to you. Hope you're doing well. Deacon D Menace is in the building. Shout out to you. Fang is in the building. Good to see you. Daniel Berry is always in the building supporting Raider Twuan and the congregation. B. Al is in the building. Good to see you, my guy. Blessings to you. Okay. I see some questions in here. I'll get to those. Deacon Banks is in the building. Good to see you, Deacon Banks. Let me see what y'all got. Make sure you guys have a question. Can you play some music? I have some. No, I can't play music. I mess around and get you know what I'm saying, one of them things YouTube don't like. You feel me? What you want to recommend, Melody? What you got? Yeah, best Crunch. We're coming off a really bad season. You know, and we had to make some changes. And I think honestly, I think we have made some changes with Spytek and with our new head coach. I wish I had something to drink. With our new head coach, and hey, we'll see how that goes, right? We'll be going into the draft in a couple of weeks, hoping to get better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Deacon D. Menace said, do you think Max is going to restructure? Actually, at the moment, I don't think he has to technically restructure. But if he wants to get some guaranteed money, he's gonna have to he's gonna have to restructure. And of course, again, it's gonna benefit us no matter what. Um, so to answer your question, yes, I think so. I think in order for him to get you know more guaranteed money on his side of the contract, he's gonna have to do that. And then of course, if we're looking to get some more players, um, and I'll be doing a live, get ready for that, because I'll be doing a live on the guys that we have officially signed and the dollar amounts to those contracts coming up. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, to answer your question, I think definitely it's going to be some form of a restructure. Look out for a restructure from Max Crosby, and also there might also be a restructure on our left tackle, Colton Miller. Yes, sir. Thanks for that question. Marcus Bay said, "Do you think the Raiders will keep?" Oh, I could tap it. I'm sorry, I could show it on stage. There we go. Do you think they'll keep Crosby, or do you think the Raiders will still try to trade Max Crosby? Now there is a situation, Marcus Banks, Deacon Banks. I think there's a situation where, yes, I think initially they're going to start. Now hear me out on this. There's this is how it can play out. I think they will keep Max Crosby. I think they will keep Max Crosby. But if there is a situation where, like, let's say, the Raiders are not playing well, they're losing, before the trade deadline, they might end up still trading Max Crosby just to try to get, you know, value for Max Crosby, to also give Max Crosby a chance to get with a possible playoff team, right? But I think right now they're cool with keeping Max Crosby. We're not in a situation where we have to get rid of Max Crosby because of the value, or even the picks situation. I think we're good with I think we got like 13 picks with the two comp picks that we got, along with we're not hurting money wise. It's not like we have to trade Max Crosby because of money situations. And that was one thing that a lot of people were tripping out on. Like, oh, we got Max Crosby back on the books. Oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to afford the guys that we got. And that wasn't the case. Even with Max Crosby being back on the books after the fiasco with the Ravens, and we can have a whole live discussing that. But we were still good with or without Max Crosby, money wise. Now, like I said, can we restructure? Yes, to give him give him some more guarantees on his contract. Of course, we can do that, but it also was helping us out and giving us some more space to pick up some guys. Some $5, $5 contracts. When I say $5 contracts, I'm talking about like $5 million contracts. Lower types of contracts. Some of those 1-year deals. Type of guys. We can do that with the flexibility of restructuring. Like I said, Max Crosby, and also possibly Colton Miller. Right. Thanks for your question. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for, to give you that Raider gospel. Appreciate you. coming in, giving me those questions. Send your questions, put your questions in. If you're listening to this, don't be mean. Go ahead and double tap that screen, okay? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Help out the Raiders. And your boy, which is me, Raider Twuan. And since we're talking about, restructuring, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and give you one of these.
Yeah, no, I can definitely help you out with that. Anything else? No? Just always remember, go Raiders.
Go Raiders. You feel me? Hey, I'm excited. I'm optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I got my Raider cap on. Sometimes I take it off a little bit, but I'm excited about the draft. There's some players in the draft that I'm definitely be looking at. We got a whole bunch of picks. You know what I'm saying? And I think Spytek is definitely going to be cooking, you know what I'm saying, to help out this guy here.
Welcome to the dark side.
Going up.
Shout out to Uncle Violator, you know what I'm saying, and Ashton Genty. I think Ashton Genty is going to have a phenomenal, a phenomenal season. We know what Ashton Genty had to deal with last year. I'm hoping, and I'm lightweight projecting that it won't be like that this coming year. I think we're putting some of the pieces together to make sure that does not happen. And yeah, when you got the running game together, then you'll get the passing game together, right? And when you get the passing game together, then you get the running game together. And then you get the rest, and we get it together. You know what I'm saying? Get it together. All right. Don't have me singing tonight. You know what I'm saying? It is really late. You know what I'm saying? It is a new day, a new morning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't have me, you know what I'm saying, out here, you know what I'm saying, preaching to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't have me out here preaching to y'all. But you know what I'm saying, I am willing to give you that Raider gospel. Yes, sir. All right. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys are sending me some questions. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of more minutes to put your questions in the comments. Because hey, this is about you guys. Like I said, my last live, I had a whole bunch of guests. And if you have not watched that live, it was popping. You know what I'm saying? We had over 100 people, you know what I'm saying, watching it live, enjoying the live, getting that Raider gospel and getting, you know what I'm saying, picking up what we was putting down. And it was a great time. So if you have not watched that live, go ahead and watch that live, you know what I'm saying, because you can definitely get a whole lot of information. There was a whole lot of, slides and graphics that you could watch and definitely dive into. But definitely tonight I wanted to take a little time for you guys specifically because I wasn't able to answer all your questions and comments because just things were just going so busy. When you have so many viewers and they're having their comments going like this crazy, it's hard to interact like that. At least for me, because my eyes are, you know what I'm saying, my eyes ain't the best, but I do my best for you guys. I try to do my best for you guys. So make sure you guys double tap that screen, hit that subscribe button. All right. I think we covered the presser as much as we can. I know there'll probably be some more pressers coming out with all the other guys. And the Kobe Dean was definitely not in this one. He was definitely not in this live, presser. So we'll see if he will come to, we'll see if he'll have a press conference with some other guys that we bring in. They did bring in some other guys. We actually have a fullback. We added another wide receiver after the presser, and we'll see what happens in the morning. Spytek is definitely making moves. Spytek is, definitely doing what he can with the cap space that he has. And hey, shout out to Spytek for putting in that work. Whoa, D Menace is Deacon D is asking me what my season, what I'm saying, record is, man. Look, I can't call it, dog. I can't call it. But for the sake of the question, what I'm saying, I'm leaning somewhere 7 or 8. Seven or 8. Okay. I'll say 7 or 8. Okay. And this is before the draft. Okay. So I think 7 or 8. Because I think like I said, some of the moves that Spytek has made, these are not just whatevers. I think the 2 linebackers are pillars. Obviously, our offensive center is a pillar. I think right now, Kwity Paye is our starter next to Max Crosby. Well, opposite side of Max Crosby. So we'll see what happens in competition. But at the moment, I'm leaning more towards 7 than 8. But just to give you a frame, 7 or 8 is what I'm looking at on paper. And I'm glad that you said on paper, because on paper is definitely what we're looking at the moment. Marcus, to answer your question, do the Raiders need Mendoza right now, or do you feel the Raiders need other positions? To be honest with you, I think it's the inevitable. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just it. It's when people say just let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Just let it happen. Is I guess it's just gonna happen. Now, I've been giving the opposing side of things, saying, hey, we can go next year. But I don't think that's just the case. I just, as much as I'm still not 100% on board with it, I think it's just gonna happen. I think that's just what it is. Not saying that it's the best move, or not saying that it's going to be the worst move by getting Mendoza. But I just not, and I might actually do a live on the reasons why there's reasons for concern that may have been discussed or may not have been discussed in regards to Mendoza. And I'm definitely going to have to do that before the draft. So stay tuned for that live. So you can hear a few reasons, right, to think about for those that, and some people may have thought about it and said, hey, I'm looking past that. Or you may be like, hey, I've never even thought about it like that. But yeah, that's definitely a good question. But the other thing that to continue with that question, Deacon, is that it benefits us because we can really go best player available, because everywhere on our roster needs help. Literally everywhere on our roster needs help. So you can go best player available. If you ask me, again, first pick is going to be Mendoza. Second round, I'm going nose tackle. Because in order to run the 3-4 defense, you're really going to need a nose tackle. And right now, the only person that could possibly fit that, we got a 1.5. I'll say that. We got a 1.5. JJ Pegues has the body's type to be a nose, but we don't necessarily know if he's a nose. Right? And then you have Lakitasi, who's just started playing football, American football, last year under the international players portal, or I forget, IPP. I might be saying the wrong, but it's international player something. So, but he's on the offense side of the ball. And I said, I put this out and some people knocked it down and some people like, oh heck no, don't do that. Because when he first came over, they first didn't classify what he was. And I automatically put him on the defense because him being, I think 6'6", 360 something pounds, that's Vita Vea. Right? And because he's learning, like, it wouldn't be that hard to be like, hey, now you're a nose and this is what you're going to learn and this is what you're going to be. And, if you can perfect this, then you can actually be a vital key to what we're doing here. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, I would go, obviously everybody wants Mendoza, and I'll say that Mendoza, and then in the second round, definitely we need to address nose tackle, because I don't see any nose tackles unless, obviously they have a bigger net of who's actually out there, but nothing has crossed my mind of a nose tackle that's out there right now in free agency. Yeah. So they definitely would have to address that in the draft. But hey, we need corner, We need more linebackers because we're going to a 3-4. That means we're going to have 4 linebackers out there. We need to upgrade at safety. There's a whole bunch of things defensively. Offensively, we need a extra tight end. We need a running back. We got the fullback now, so we don't have to, we can maybe get somebody in UDFAs to be a depth piece there. We need guards, depth at tackle. Like I'm like the only thing that we probably don't need, even though I'm not completely comfortable with it, is kicker, punter, and long snapper. Everything else we need something. So we can, like I said, we can literally go best player available there. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Said Alvin Kamara, that that's going to be interesting, the Alvin Kamara situation. Shout out to you, Kevin. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Double tap the screen. Kevin, I don't think they would trade for Villa because again, Villa is just as important as Vita Vea would be for us. It's just as important as he is for the Buccaneers. Yeah, Debo's out there. I think we need a number 1 wide receiver. I think we have a lot of guys that are gadgets. They have specific roles. We got the speed guy. We have the, guy, that's a possession guy. But I don't think we have that number 1 wide receiver. And I think that might be our toughest thing to get. Unless somebody emerges and says, hey, I'm that guy, and say, hey, I'm him. And it'll be a surprise to everybody. But yeah, they might play that. Shout out to Lakers in 5 in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you guys are Laker fans, you definitely want to go over to Lakers in 5. Okay? Quit playing. I know it's late, but quit playing with yourself and go over to Lakers in 5. Okay? And hit that subscribe button. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Quit playing with yourself. Go ahead and subscribe. Get on over there, and then you can come back. Go over there, then come back. You know what I'm saying? Like your parents say, go over there, get that, and come back. You know what I'm saying? Go over there, Lakers in 5, and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Every game, you know what I'm saying, they go live. They talk, you know what I'm saying, that talk, you know what I'm saying, and give you that Laker gospel, you know what I'm saying? And you might hear some yay-yays and some woes and, you know what I'm saying, some stuff over there, you know what I'm saying, because that's just what that's just what it is. But you need to go over there and figure out what's going on at Lakers in 5. Thank you, Deacon Demons. Matter of fact, go ahead and hit that link. You know what I'm saying? Yay. Hit the link. Pause. Whatever you want to say. Go ahead and hit the link. The link is in 5. Hit the subscribe. Okay? Just like you subscribed over here, you need to go subscribe over there. The link is in 5. All right. For sure. All right. Any other questions? I'm gonna give y'all 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, because your boy need to get some sleep. Okay, get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? They talk about beauty sleep. You know what I'm saying? And as you can tell, I need a whole lot of it. All right. Even though Shirley likes it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shirley. Love you, Shirley. Give you 5 more minutes. Double tap that screen. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. Don't be mean. Double tap the screen. Oh, you know what I have not? You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and hey, D-Menace, I know you gonna like this one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I haven't sang this song in a minute. I got a song. You want to hear it? Here it go. Where in the world is Mr. Telephone Man? Hey, where in the world is Mr. Telephone Man? Where in the world is Mr. Telephone Man? Hey, shout out to Mr. Telephone Man. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Telephone Man. Something wrong with my line. When Mendoza's trying to call you, he gets clicked every time. Hey, I'll tell you about Mr. Telephone Man. Let me tell you what Mr. Telephone Man did. The Patriots was trying to trade for Max Crosby, and they was like, Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I try to call for Max Crosby, I got to click in return. Because he did not pick up the phone. Mr. Telephone Man did not pick up the phone for Max Crosby and the New England Patriots. That's Mr. Telephone Man. You know what I'm saying? If you hear somebody else on another channel talk about Mr. Telephone Man, you know where it came from, because I am the originator. You know what I'm saying? I am the orchestrator. You know what I'm saying? I am the first. You know what I'm saying? At bringing up Mr. Telephone Man, Thomas Brady. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Telephone Man for not answering the call. You feel me? Because Max Crosby is in the building. Marcus said, "Give me this. This is gonna be the last question because I'm getting tired." But appreciate the questions. No discredit to you. I am kind of in the wait and see. I realize that this team is not okay. So like last year, I said that we were top heavy, and I think that might be the case again this year. And it's because there was a lot of players that left and that were on 1-year deals, and we have to replace those guys. And I don't think we'll have all the picks. Even though we had a lot of money, we did spend a lot of money in free agency. I still believe that we're still going to need some things after when it's all said and done. And I think Spytek is going to do the best he can to fill out the roster, but it's not going to be where it really needs to be in order for us to be truly competitive. Now, can we, the any given Sunday is a reality, and can be a reality, but I can't strongly say, oh yeah, we're going to be in a playoffs and we're going to be that kind of team. Like I said, can we surprise them? Yeah, we can. Can we, be, oh my gosh, the Raiders turned it around in one season? Yeah. There's always that possibility, but I don't. You asked me if I had to put money down on it. No, I don't see that. But what I would like to see is young players, and that's what we're getting up to this point. Young players that are going to compete. The goal that I would like to see from us is play every game and not get blown out. Be competitive all the way through. Be competitive in points, but also be competitive in play. Because that tells me they're learning, they're growing, they're taking their lumps, but they're not giving up on what the coaches are teaching, what the coaches are putting out. And that's kind of what I would like to see. Oh God. That's what I would like to see from the Raiders this season. I'm not really putting out, no big playoffs or anything like that. You might hear that from some of my other guys. And again, that's their Raider gospel. But for me, I just want to see competitive, don't get blown out. And I want them to fight all the way to week 18. That is my goal. And that's what I want to see. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for your questions. Thank you for the comments. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. I love each and every one of you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, double tap the screen. And what was I going to say? Yeah.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
And remember, let me get close to the screen. Remember, you're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And man, let's go. Raiders.
What up, Lo?
team collected right, stimulating players, and most of all, winning football fields. Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. We recognize you, Virginia Matt, his sons Mike and Joey. They were a football family, so that John can pursue his dreams.
To Raider Twuan and a tribute to John Madden and Al Davis. We declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.